An overview of Pascarella and Terenzini's landmark work, How College Affects Students. These two researchers have dedicated their careers to the impact of higher education on students. In 1991, Pascarella and Terenzini published this book, How College Affects Students. This was a seminal book and was named one of the top 100 most influential books about higher education. This book also earned the pair the 1991 Research Achievement Award. Some of the key points are higher wages with a college degree, that private and public colleges don't really have an impact on wages. Attending an elite institution, though, has the most appreciated impact on future wages. The selectivity of the student body has a direct impact on wages. College grades have a net positive impact on the probability of being employed full-time. Academic majors with an emphasis on quantitative or science inquiry, such as engineering, accounting, physical sciences, math and computer science, and pre-professional health fields earn higher wages. If you drill down deeper into this work, some key points were that internships help students obtain jobs after graduation, that service learning positively impacts career development, especially since this type of activity increases leadership skills, and student-faculty interaction positively impacts students selecting academic and science research careers. In 2005, Pascarella and Terenzini published another volume to their work. For this volume, they reviewed 2,500 case studies written between 1989 and 2001 that dealt with higher education. From this week's readings by Terenzini and Reason, there is a key quote from this 2005 edition. The impact of college is largely determined by individual effort and involvement in the academic, interpersonal, and extracurricular offerings on a campus. This is not to say that an individual's campus's ethos, policies, and programs are unimportant. Quite the contrary. But it is important to focus on the way in which an institution can shape its academic, interpersonal, and extracurricular offerings to encourage student engagement. So this book was focusing more on methods to engage the students in the institution's life. More studies spun off of their work and focus more on retention and persistence. Retention is how many students are retained from year to year. This is looked at by the institution. You can find lots of information about an institution's retention rate on their website. Persistence is an individual's goal, and they're working towards a goal. For example, maybe working towards finishing college. And there's lots of work on persistence in the later research. And there are many factors that influence a student's persistence. The later studies also focus on why many students do not finish their first year of college. The authors started to focus on what shapes a student's academic competence during this important first year. Terenzini and Reason found that academic competence depends upon, number one, the curriculum, what you learn, number two, the classroom, how what you learn is taught, and number three, out of the classroom, activities that support your classroom learning, or the co-curricular activities. From these studies, first-year seminars were born, and now a lot of colleges offer first-year experiences for these students. Some important points are that students need to be more engaged, and they also need to have more interactions with the faculty both inside and outside the classroom walls. I found several good YouTube discussions that Pascarella and Terenzini presented. Among their findings were that pedagogy is very big. No longer can you just have a lecture-based discussion. There needs to be teamwork built into everyday classes. There needs to be no more sage on the stage and go to a guide to the side model. Curriculum needs to be interdisciplinary. It needs to be interconnected. Students need to learn about authentic problems. They need to be outside of the class and be involved, and this just can't be the responsibility of the faculty. They need to see the interconnectedness between courses. They need to look at service learning. It needs to be hands-on and collaborative. They need to encounter ideas that are different from theirs. Other key points from Terenzini's 2012 YouTube address was do something that matters and be more like doctoral programs. There's more student-faculty interaction in doctoral programs than there are in undergraduate programs. Also, Terenzini warned to don't always strive to be like a best practice school. You don't want to be a carbon copy of one another. Each institution is different. Don't assess everything. Use your data wisely. Since Pascarella and Terenzini's early work focused on the impact that college education can have on future earnings, and their secondary work focused on how to make sure that students get their college degree, it's imperative that you have first year programs that are very strong. The program should consist of both curricular and co-curricular activities. The co-curricular activities should expose students to diverse people and cultures. It's also very essential that students view the institution as supportive, both in and out of the classroom. And professors and faculty need to look at their pedagogy to make sure that their classes include collaborative learning opportunities. Here are the resources that I used for this presentation.